Now, I had heard things about this movie before I went to go see it, and it wasn't really that much of good things. It kind of derailed me from wanting to even go see this movie. I didn't even know if I wanted to waste time to watch it. Um, most of the time, a lot of dudes hate Tyler Perry movies because they're always bashing men, and some. Well, actually, Daddy's Little Girl was actually good. I liked that movie. But anyways, back to Acrimony. Okay, well, it starts off as Taraji P Henson, which she's playing a character named Melinda. Melinda is a little nice, she's a nice petite girl. She's smart and everything, and it's raining outside, and Robert, which is being played by Antonio Madison, he bumps into her in the rain, and then you know how that goes when you bump into a female. Oh, let me help you. Oh, let me get your number. So he shows back up at her place to give her her homework and stuff that she dropped on the ground. Which you know how it goes. We say what's up to the girl, see what's up. Then her roommate, or I think that was her sister. It was their roommate or sister. It was like, oh, he's kind of cute. They they hooked up and everything, and but yeah, I mean, he got a touchdown. He took the virginity. But anyways, at the same time, I don't know. I wasn't cool with what the stuff he was doing. So whenever stuff started getting real good between them, her sisters, one of her sisters, I think named Brenda. Yeah, Brenda was played by Brisha Webb. Yeah, Brisha Webb. I think that's how you say it. She was one of the ones that was more alert. Like, this guy is too nice. Everything is too good. There's something wrong with this guy. What does he do for a living? Just grilling her. And Melinda didn't like that. So, one day Melinda's mother ended up dying, and her sister showed up at the school to let her know, and it was messed up because I felt like he took advantage of her at that time because women are vulnerable when somebody dies that's real close to them. They're vulnerable, and yes, I feel like he did take advantage of her. So he shows up um, at the funeral, and he's at the funeral. Then they go back to the house after the funeral, and she's there with all her family members and all that, and it's just her ex shows up, and her ex, which is named Devin, he shows up, and her sister is more likely for her to be. She likes her to be with Devin rather than to be with this new guy named Robert. So basically, they was kind of throwing shade at Robert the whole time, and Robert really wasn't feeling the party no more. So he ended up, walking out the house, and like, I'm gonna go back home. So she, like, he goes back home, and where he lives at is a like a trailer or something like that. I don't know what he was like. I thought he lived in the house with his mama or something. I knew he was hiding something, but I didn't know it was that. So he ends up going back, and he was finna walk, but she was like, "I'll take you," and she took him to the trailer, and that's when yeah, y'all already know what happened after that. So come to find out, her mom left her a will in her name, and it's about like I think it was like a $350,000 or something like that, and she messed up and told him that. So from that point on, he was draining her for money. So whenever we go out for dates, she was paying for it. Whenever he needed money for school, she was paying for it. It was this one time where he he finessed her good. They were sitting on a bench, and he was like telling her that he don't have no money for his tuition. He couldn't pay no more for the school. So she was being a nice person. Melinda was. She was like, yeah, okay. And she didn't really want to do it, but she knows she wasn't supposed to. Her sister told her, you better not tell that boy you got that money. But she messed up and told him anyway. So Robert, finessing her and stuff. She ended up buying Robert this car. And Robert was living the life. She was supporting him to the T. So, Robert, and she's driving around a Jeep. She bought him like some kind of little sports car. I forgot what the kind of car it was. So he ends up, oh shit. People always hitting me up on Instagram and stuff. My bad, y'all. But anyways, she ends up calling him and noticing he has different patterns. Like he's not answering his phone no more. He's not texting her back. She called him on the phone. He sounded strange, and her intuition, her intuition was like, "I need to go over here and see what's going on." So she ends up going over there to the trailer to see what's going on. And at first, she was sitting in the car, hesitating, like, "I don't know if I'm gonna go in here or not." So she ends up going in there, and well, she doesn't go in there. She doesn't have to go in there. She sees a hand, like, oh, you know what that means? Hand just touched the window like this, and it was a female's hand. And so, she put that car first, boom, start hitting the trailer. You can hear the girl in there screaming like, "Oh, what's going on?" and stuff like that. And then Robert comes out. He has no shirt on. He's like, "Melinda, stop!" And she's like, "No, Robert." And she gets out and she busts the windows in the car she bought him, and told him, she wanted to kill him. So she hit the trailer again with the car, and it actually flipped over. And this is before Robert actually ran out. My bad. And so Robert runs out, he's like, "Melinda, I love you. I'm sorry. She's nothing to me," and all this other stuff. And so after that happened, that was like one of the first straws. He was like, "I'll never do it again." So, they move on. And remember, that same lady comes back around. I mean, that same girl. She's a teenager right now, but she comes back around later on in the movie. So after all that happens, Robert and Melinda get married. And her sisters wasn't, well, I wouldn't say sisters. She had about 3 sisters, and one of them was named Brenda, and she was real pissed off, and she didn't like Robert at all. She didn't even want to give Robert no time of the day. She did not like him. And she had another sister named Jasmine Simone. I think that's the one that played her. Her name was June in the movie. And there was another one. I think her name was what was her name? I don't have no brain for it right now. I don't know her name, but she had 3 sisters. 2 of them, they was kind of iffy, and one of those 2 was actually nice. And one of them was supportive. The other one was kind of tag teaming with Brenda. Brenda, and like, "Forget Robert, you need to be with Devin," and all this other stuff. So they ended up getting married, and Melinda wanted her sisters to be there for the wedding. And there's only one sister there, and I think the one that was there was June. And they went on with the wedding and everything. She actually moved Robert into her mom's house. And like I said, Robert was draining her. Money, 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 money. He was fixing this battery. This battery is supposed to be some kind of thing to make them rich or something like that. He had been working on this battery since she met him and stuff. And so money's being drained, bills are starting to be due. Robert tells her that she needs to get a job, and he makes her start working. So she's working 2 jobs. She's tired. I think she was cleaning the buildings at night and working in the office during the daytime. And Robert's at home chilling, and he ain't doing nothing but this battery, this battery. Then all of a sudden, what happened? They start getting letters in the mail saying they're behind on bills and everything. And Robert's like, "Well, I'll get a job." And they ended up mortgaging the house. Now, they didn't tell the other sisters that they mortgaged this house. And Robert was smiling, man. When she was signing that thing, he was smiling like, and he shook her hand like that. I was like, "Oh man, he finessing her." So after they signed the mortgage, they go back to the house. Everything's good for a little bit, and then bills start racking up. And the bank lady that they went to, because you gotta go to the bank to do the mortgage, the house or whatever, she kind of tipped off the sisters that the house was up for mortgage. So one day